We have breaking news this evening out of Grindavik as defender Arne Bergson has left the club for a record £500,000 to join an unpronounceable Belgian side. Now for more, we cross live to Chaz Hogan.
Yeah, thanks mate. Look, it's fair to say that manager Aussie Villain is not happy with the deal. He was quoted off the record as saying fucking as if he fucking wants to upset my fucking dressing room just days before the fucking biggest game of the fucking season.
Synker sammen til segerstråpen, mal fram Grindavik. Og jeg vet, hvis mannen gjør i dag.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. Today it is Bodo Glimt for a place in the Champions League phase and all the money that comes with that. But sadly, we will be doing it without Bergson, who has completed his move to that Belgian team. £500,000 plus 50% of the next fee. It's annoying because it really leaves us short. We have basically three centre-backs right now, so that's not ideal. But it was the right thing to do. We signed him from a domestic team in Leicester under the proviso of giving them as much money as we could from the sale. So they got the £100,000 we paid for him, the £250,000 of this one, and then they'll get half of the next fee as well, which we can see right now could be as much as £2 million. So, if they get another $1 million on top of that, it'll make them professional, and that is good for the league. Therefore it's good for us, but it's the timing of it. The timing of it is not great, but we will deal with it as best we can, and we will find a better player, and if we ever come across him, we will smother him into oblivion with he can face Gadini, see how he likes that. Anyway, there is some better news, that is the youth intake. Now, I say better news, it's not our greatest intake, it's an average intake, but there is some decent players here. This deep-lying playmaker could be useful. Now, it's the one place on the field we do not need players. We have so many of these already. But that being said, excellent technique, excellent first touch, decent long shot on him as well. Passing could use a little bit of work, but everything else for a 16-year-old is not too bad. We can work on passing, and there could be quite a decent player there in the end. We've got a couple of wingers here that are unambitious. That is kind of an attribute or a personality trait that runs through a lot of this intake. We've got another winger here that is fairly determined, so that can only bode well for him. And then, yeah, we kind of get down into a little bit of dregs. Players here that could be useful, but again, they're unambitious. So that is not exactly what we want. But we'll work with them. As I've said before, if we don't make them good enough players for us, we'll make him good enough for somebody else in the league. So that's the intake. If anybody there takes your fancy and you're a qualifying Patreon or channel member, you can be a channel member now as well. If you just have a look at the join thing there, I'll have all the information for you. Then, yeah, we can get these guys renamed. He's not the worst, I'm going to say. We will work on his passing. If we can get it to sort of 11, 12, if we're lucky, then there is a useful player there for sure. And of course, he will be a club player, which is very useful for the leagues. Now, there is one game, speaking of the league, to catch you up on. That was against Halka. Now, we've already dropped points. The last league game, we had a 1-1 draw with Selfoss. Halka are struggling in the league, so let's see how we did against them. Axe gave us the lead. But Halka were quickly level before going in front in the 70th minute. But Allmarkson had us back level again. So, more dropped points. This was a really scrappy performance from us. Now, first things first, we were unlucky to lose. They had two shots on target. They both went in the back of the net. So, on that front, it was a little bit unlucky. As ever, it is a rotated side. We were very much focusing on the Bodo Glimt game today. But drop points are drop points. It doesn't matter what the excuses are. And if we have a look at the league table, we have a game in hand, but the lead in the league is down to 5 points. So if we win that game in hand, which looks like it's against Keflavik, that's going to be back out to 8 points, which with 5 games to go should be fine. But obviously, recent form in the league suggests that that's not going to be as easier said than done, I suppose. So, yeah, not ideal. But we are all about Bodo Glimt today. And, this is the tie away in the first leg. Let's have a look at what we are doing here. We are going up against a 4-2-3-1 formation. Looks like inverted inside forwards and a false 9. So we are very much going to want to play a high line, I think, and try and, restrict space for them. This is a team we're sending out. Andreasen in goal. It's Depe, the Axe, Sulifadze, and Kidlin. Now, our three centre-backs are basically Axe, Sulifadze, and Hansi Mortensen. So those guys will sort of have to just rotate their way through through these next few games, and then once the league season is either wrapped up or wrapped up basically, then we will just look to play kids in the league. And I think Axe and Sulukvadzi for the rest of this season will be the first choice centre backs. Antonio, Capiello, and Bakali will go in midfield. Kebe, Borges, and Gadini will be the front three. And yeah, well, we just need to be in the tie going home. We should be a strong team at home. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Di Michaelis is their manager. Daniel Maldini, we saw him the end of the last episode. Now, the reason I'm so nervous about this this team is because we've scouted their under-20s. I think we played them at some point in the Youth Champions League. Let's just go with no pressure on you here for this one. And they have a lot of good, promising, the game says they're promising. And to be honest, they go close to making our first team. So if they're in their youth team, that makes me a little bit nervous about the players that are actually going to be starting for them. And, well, we'll just have to see, won't we? Worst case scenario here, we're in the Europa League group stage, and or league stage, I should say. And that's not the end of the world, is it? But, yeah, well, we'll see how we go here. If we can get a decent result here, we know, as I've said before, we know we're a good team at home. I think if we can... We have been scoring goals away from home as well, which is obviously a good thing. If we can do that here, then we're going to be a chance. But, yeah, it's not ideal, obviously, to have lost Bergson at the point that we did. We will replace him, but obviously we can't really sign anybody now till February. Oh, I thought that was going in, but Andreasen has made a big save to stop us going behind early. And now we've got some work to do defending a corner, and we get it our way nicely. Sulukvadzi's there, and can we get him on the break here? Wonderful ball to find Borges. Now he is quick. Can he find Gadini? It's a great ball through for Gadini, and it's cleared off the line. It's still there though for Borges. Can he get a ball into the box? Bakali has it. Bakali still on the ball. Chips it into the... Oh, it's terrible. But a really good counter-attack. And what about the pass from Sulukvadzi to set that away too? So we settled into our game, relatively speaking. We've had more possession, though maybe not as much as we would have liked. And the game has sort of settled down now. And we've injured one of their guys as well. Have some of that. All right, Sulukvadzi over a free kick. We don't have a booking either, so it's a free injury from our point of view. Sulukvadzi there for Depe. Depe looking for Gadini. Oh, Gadini. It was a wonderful run, a wonderful ball through. And he just couldn't quite find the back of the net with it. Depe does well. Borges keeps possession for us. Bakali looking for that Gadini run again, but it wasn't quite there this time. It was a little bit forced, perhaps. And we go again here. Come on. I think the Norwegian league is quite strong because Mulder, I noticed in the last round, they also got into the Champions League, into the league phase, and they beat Mönchengladbach, I think it was. So, and we know Mulder's a good team because when we played them, they were just too good for us. And, well, I think there's a lot of people that would like that back. All right, let's try and demand more here. There's some pressure on them after that shout. And, okay, well, let's try trapping inside. If that's what they want to do anyway, then we'll just sort of really make that difficult for them. We'll try raising up our tempo a bit, ping it around. Let's go more attacking as well. Let's encourage them. And just before half-time, 40th minute here, 41st minute. Let's see what we can do. Oh, Borges has nicked them. All right, come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think we just need to calm down a little bit here. The no-pressure shout has clearly... Well, we'll see if it's not worked, but Gadini's playing a 6-2. I think our shooting has... Yeah, it's not been good enough. We need to improve that. And actually play like a Grindavik side, not whoever we're playing like right now. Birmingham City, let's go with that. Come on, boys, come on. I mean, all this being said, if we go home at 1-0, it's not the end of the world, is it? But we're not. I mean, this is not a performance like that we are used to. We're not having any possession. We're nervous. We're anxious. So, yeah, let's maybe not work it into the box. I wonder if we try and pass it into space in wide areas, because Borges and Kebe are both very quick. And it might work for us. Alright, it's not Gadini's day, is it? Let's get the youngster on, Hal Dawson. Bakali's having a bit of an off one as well. I think it's worth keeping him on the field. But I wonder... Let's just go back to the way we play. Let's not try and outsmart ourselves here. It's only really been that one chance for them. Oh, no, they did have one at the start, didn't they? It's been a very tight game. There's not been too much in it. You could argue Gadini's had more chances than they have. But for once, Gadini wasn't able to take them. And it's away by Axe. Not far enough. And it's over the top. It's been a very un-Grindavik-like performance, this one. It's not what we've come used to expect from us. And, well, I'm almost glad to get out of there only losing by the single goal. I don't think we'll be that bad again, but we need to be much, much better. So there we go. I get a birthday to forget. Oh, it is too, 22nd of August. There we go. Well, we've got a game in the league coming up. It's against Folgner. We do really need to win that as well. We're going to play that. I'll show you the highlights. We'll come back for the second leg. Ultimately, we're in the tie. Okay, welcome back. We are getting ready to hopefully get the better of Bodo Glimt here. Now, a couple of things to catch up on though. Deitch has handed in a transfer request. We promised him first team football. I was doing my best, but I'm not going to drop Gadini to play him. And ultimately, if he doesn't want to be here, then he can leave, because we've got Holdarson, of course, the kid that's come through the academy. He will be club trained, so an auto register or one of the 8 for the league next year. We just don't need him in that case. So I'm hoping to get a 50% sell-on fee, sell him to an English club, and then hopefully get a big transfer fee down the line, sort of getting half of that. But we'll wait and see what happens there. Someone else who has left is, speaking of an English player, Luke Matheson. He has gone off to Silkeborg. He did get, in the end, that work permit. So 16 grand. His contract was up end of the year anyway, so we would have lost him for nothing. So I'm okay with him. A, leaving, and B, for 16 grand. It's better than it could have been. They could have signed him on a free. So, yeah, that's all worked out okay for us there. Now, there is one game to catch you up on. We are stumbling in the league. We had a game against Folgner, who are third. We know they're a good team. So let's go see how we did. We fell behind midway through the first half. A wonderful solo effort from Thomason drew us level just after half-time, before Turpinson played in Deitch on the break to give us the lead. And Dagmar Johnson crossed for Deitch to seal the points. So I was very, very worried at half-time we were going to drop more points here, but the second half performance was, to be honest, brilliant. It really, really was. We had to start Suluk Vadzi. He played about, I think after on the hour mark, we took him off for a youngster. The youngster came on and did well. So once we had the lead, we kind of rested Suluk Vadzi's legs, but everybody else there was a rotated player. So Deitch, I mean, he got a double. It's not that he's a bad player. That's not the reason that we're selling him. It's that he's not as good as Gadini, and he's not as good as Holdarson. So, you know, therefore, if he's not happy with the playing time he's getting, it's time to leave. So if we have a quick update of the league table, it's a very, very important win. If we had lost that, if Folgner had gone to 32 points, we were still on 37. Reykjavik there on 35. It would have been squeaky bum time, but that just keeps the gap there for us. We've got Keflavik as a game in hand. If we win that, get that gap back out to 8 with 4 games to play, essentially it's going to be done, isn't it? But let's have a look at the job at hand here. It is a game against Bodo Glimt. It is a 4-3-3 we're expecting from them. And this is the team that we're sending out to hopefully get this across the line for us. So Andreasen in goal, Depe, Axe, Suluk Vadzi, and Kidlin as the back four. Antonio, Capiello, and Bakali in midfield. It's Kebe, it's Borges, it's Gadini. They all need to be better than they were in the first leg. Let's hope they are. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. There's some familiar names, but with the change of shape, there's obviously a bit of a change in formation there for them as well. All right, what do we say to this? A lot of credit put on a worthy display. Let's go with that. Let's be a little bit more confident about this. There is pressure on us. We're at home against the good side, but let's show that we're better. All right, back at the National Stadium. Axe is captain. Let's hope we get a really, really good performance. I'd just like to see us, play a bit better than we did in the first leg. It was a bit of a non-event, really, wasn't it? A Maldini in the Champions League. It's good to see that again, isn't it? Hopefully not in the group stage, though, or the league stage. And, yeah. Hopefully, like I say, just a better performance. We had the chances, didn't we? Gadini missed a couple of good ones in that first leg. So, if we play like we did in the first leg, as bad as it was, you could make an argument that we should still go through here. But I expect that they're going to be a little bit better as well. We're expecting them to be more of a counter-attacking team away from home. Judging by the percentage early on here, that certainly looks as though it might play out. So we're just going to be a little bit careful on the break. It's Axe, that's not a red card, ref. It's not a red card, ref. Anthony Taylor, that's not a... That's harsh, isn't it? That's very, very harsh. And we don't really have another centre-back. So we'll take Capiello off for Mortensen, who does have a bit of a knock, but he's just going to have to suck it up and play here. I mean, he's just about ready, I'd say. But we need a big game from him. We need a big game from everybody else now. We are one man down, one goal down. And we've got a goal, and it's Sulukvadzi. He's drawn us level with the 10 men. That is huge. All right, let's just go back to balance. We've got to be a little bit sensible here. Let's demand more. Bakali with a good ball in. Sulukvadzi rises like a Georgian salmon and powers that header into the back of the net. It is 1-1 on aggregate. Antonio loses out. And here come Bodo Glimt. Kidlin makes them go back. That's not the end of the world. Shot past the post. And, yeah, well, the thing is, you wonder... when I'm editing, I'm going to go back and obviously I'll be able to have a better look at that foul. He wasn't the last man, was he? And he's certainly a long way away from goal as Jose Antonio wins us the ball back and then loses it again to Maldini. Can Mortensen versus Maldini. It's a battle for the ages. Oh, it's no one at the back post. And it has been blasted into the fans. Here we go again. Despite having a man less, we are still managing to keep possession. We've certainly had more of it than they have. Let's see if we can use it here. Bakali for Gadini. Gadini might be offside. Can he find the back of the net? He can. I think he's off, though. My first instinct was off. Come on, VAR. Just give it to us. Oh, they have. Grindavik is back again for a new season. A 31st goal for Gadini. And... oh, he maybe is just on, Bakali and Gadini, they link up again. And despite the 10 men, we have taken the lead on aggregate. How close was it? Yeah, it's marginal. It's the reason that VAR got brought in, isn't it? And it's been given. And you do wonder if it wasn't for VAR, that may have been one of those that wasn't given a couple of years ago. We're not going to set the team mentality to very defensive. That just feels like you're asking to be beaten. Especially when we've got 70% possession. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And if we can get another goal, then you just might make us favourites here. Mortensen. Oh, he's okay. He's done okay there. I mean, he's been thrown in, hasn't he? Let's not forget he's got a bit of an injury as well. He's not fully fit for this. And he's going to have to start if the next game in Europe, no matter what competition it's in, he's going to have to start. Yeah, Kebe's won it back. Kebe's in. Kebe is hit it straight at the goalkeeper. 10 grand a week for that. All right, we get to half time. We've done really, really well, haven't we? We've man down, keep those performance levels up. Let's just don't let it happen. Don't let the levels drop. We're doing okay. The right back is anxious. That's not ideal. Everybody else should be fine. We do have a Stardy on the bench, but I kind of want to leave Kidland out there if we can. Hopefully, he's going to not be quite so anxious moving forward. Let's see what he does here. That looked fairly confident, didn't it? Here we go with Kebe. He's quick. Can he beat his man? He cuts back. That's okay. Kidland, back for Kebe. Kebe's in again here. Can Kebe finish? Second time of asking, no. We'll give them some praise. And how we could have used one of those Kebe chances going in, if not both. It's still right on a knife edge, isn't it? 2-1 on aggregate. We've got another chance here. Bakali, can he find Sulukvadzi at the back post? He was relatively unmarked, if he can. There it is. It's towards Sullivanti, and they haven't picked him up, and they paid the price. It is 3-0. We are beating Bodo Glimt 3-0 with 10 men. There was just no one anywhere near him. No one picking him up. I mean, if I could see it, surely one of their defenders should. He's our biggest threat in the air as well. That is suicide defending from a set piece. And suddenly, oh, and Borges is injured now. All right, Thomason can go and play over there. That's okay. Hopefully, though, that's not too serious because he is a big part of what we want to do in Europe this season with those pacey wingers. Bakali now. Can we get a Sullivanti hat-trick? Oh, I tell you what. He was not far away from a European hat-trick. It could still happen for him, of course. He's absolutely having a blinder. We have been getting a lot of bids for him as well. Sort of, I think we're up over 2.5 million now. Obviously, I do not want to sell him. Thomason's got a chance. Thomason, the youngster, puts it over the top. Just saw his name in lights there, perhaps. But we are coming towards the end of the 90 minutes. We have a 2-goal lead on aggregate. We need to... Oh, it's outside. It's outside. Maybe not the smartest defending from Antonio there, but it was definitely outside the area. You always just worry a little bit though, don't you? We've got a set piece to defend now. Can Sulukvadzi get this clear? Back post. Oh, it's 3-2 on aggregate. And it was... Men open at the back post. We've done well. Depes just couldn't clear it. I mean, it wasn't offside, was it? No. Let's just give it a bit of focus here, boys. Let's not throw it all away. We are going to be getting tired, aren't we? You can make an argument we should make some subs, but we've just got to keep possession here. We're coming towards the 90th. Don't do it! Don't do it! Oh, it's off the post and Mortensen hacks it clear. We don't deserve to lose it, having done everything with 9 men. With 10 men, sorry. We're coming in towards stoppage time. 5 minutes. Where's that come from? But the 10 men of Grindavik have done it. 1-0 down coming into the game with 10 men. And then Sulukvadzi double. Gadini with a goal. Bakali with a hat-trick of assists. And that is a win for the ages. So we are a good team at home, aren't we? Even with 10 men, we were able to do the best of them. The Borges injury is 2 months. 5 to 6 weeks by the time we get the physio. There is an international break coming up, so maybe that won't be the complete end of the world, but it certainly is not great. I tell you what, we can't find him enough, can we? Although, as I said, it was harsh, I thought. Probably justified. I just feel like it was not the last man. But anyway, Sulukvadzi is just proving to be an absolute gem. How happy are we played that Georgian team in the qualifiers? So there we go. That is that. Do we have the fixtures? Here it comes. How bad is it? Okay. We get a chance for revenge on Karabag. We get another chance to beat Real Sociedad. Club Brugge away from home is tough. And the rest of it is pretty much a nightmare. PSG at home. RB Leipzig, we beat them last year at home, didn't we? Napoli away, Arsenal away, and Juventus at home. And this isn't the Juventus team of real life that is just massively struggling. So that is a very tough run of fixtures, but it's the Champions League, you'd expect it. We've got our 13 million or so in the bank. And yeah, well, happy days, I would say. Very, very happy days. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. It was a little bit nervy than I would have liked. Make sure you subscribe if you are new, of course. We will come back. It'll be Club Brugge. We'll wait and see if there's a chance to win the league, either side of it, then we'll come back for that. Otherwise, we'll come back for Breeder Blink if the league... Actually, well, it'll probably have to... We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. What about that? So let me know what you think, how we'll get on with those fixtures. It's not easy. I think if we got some more of those games away from home... what am I trying to say? If we've got some of those games that, like Club Brugge at home, I'd say, yeah, we can beat them. Away from home, though, that's going to be a lot tougher, isn't it? But at least we get another crack at Karabag. Until then, take care.